What's up, guys? My name is Zach Black, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Weekly Wellness Wednesday. It has been like a week and a half since I recorded, because I recorded the other videos pretty far in advance, so I've actually missed you guys a bit. It's kind of funny. And today, we're going to be talking about um, finding your internal flame for things. And originally, this was going to be just about working out, but because of things that have happened today and just in recent times of just thinking about the concept of this video, I realized that this applies to a lot more things. I mean, it even applies to my channel. If you guys have been on the channel a long time or been a YouTuber yourself, you probably know exactly what this is. And it's just this internal flame to do what you do. I mean, to like passionately love what you're doing. And in some cases, this can kind of die down. I mean, for me with YouTubing, I mean, I'm really passionate about this and I'm still pretty early in it. I mean, I've been on YouTube a long time, but in like the new like refreshment of the channel, it's still pretty new. So it's not really like to that point for me yet. Although I have had like little moments where, I kind of felt like, what am I doing? And I kind of got sidetracked with the whole like video length thing. I was just looking over the analytics of the channel and just noticing that a lot of the videos typically only get so much view time. And I mean, if I was trying to grow my channel, then that would be really concerning to me. And I am trying to grow the channel, but at the same time, it's not as much about that as it's about the information that I'm sharing with you guys. And I just feel like purposely cutting my videos really short to like 5 minutes or whatever is just, it's taking away from the overall message, because a lot of times it's not even me really talking. I just feel like it's my higher self speaking through me. So for me to just cut it short, I don't know, it's just not really what I feel should be happening, I guess. So getting into this flame and what I'm really talking about here, and with working out specifically, I'll use that as an example because that's something that most people can relate to. And when you're working out, when you first get into it, like that first week, even sometimes for some people it's only like the first day, but you'll be just super hyped. You're so amped, you love your workouts, it's exciting, it's new. But after a while you get kind of into it, and then you start kind of losing your motivation, and you're just kind of like, what am I doing? But when you first got into it, you were just so amped. So like, what happened? And that's that flame that I'm talking about. And it's like this internal motivation to do it. And typically this flame is not from another person. It's not another person. And I mean, knowing somebody else or being friends with other people that work out a lot can be motivating. But at the same time, that's not the flame itself. They're just kind of like fanning the flame, you know what I'm saying? So this is more you finding that motivation that initially even made you want to do it by yourself. And just to give you guys like my own reason behind it, and this goes to all the health aspects, the fitness side, the diet side, the spirituality side, all of it. It all has to do with this kind of same concept. So over the years, I've played quite a lot of video games, as I've mentioned before, and it used to be kind of an issue, I mean, to be honest. And I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, it was an issue, and that caused me to have a lot of problems. I wasn't overweight at all, I just was really unhealthy and just didn't look unhealthy to other people, and that was kind of where a lot of the problem lied. Now, I didn't look healthy, but I didn't look unhealthy, is kind of the best way I can put that. So over the time of doing that, the lifestyle, I just was eating crap. I didn't exercise at all, and I pretty much avoided it as much as possible. So it caused some issues over time. So I went in the hospital quite a few times from it, and the first time was quite a few years ago, like I think about 5 years ago, something like that. It was a really long time ago, and I was in the hospital for almost a month, and that whole experience was crazy. I might talk about that in a different video because that's a whole story on its own, but it was a really terrible experience, obviously. I was in there for almost a month. That's just a really long time to be in the hospital. And years later, I went to the hospital a couple more times, kind of for the same reasons, because I didn't change any of my habits. I just kind of shrugged it off, like, whatever, shit happens. And I mean, the worst part is like none of the doctors tell you, oh, hey, you should probably switch up your lifestyle, maybe eat better and exercise more. And I mean, a lot of us know about these things, and I knew that I should be doing that. I mean, I had people that were telling me I should, but I didn't really care, and not even the doctors, they just didn't say anything like that, which, I mean, from a doctor, a lot of times you would listen to them, and in my current mindset back then, I would have been like, oh, okay, I should probably take that into consideration. Not that I would have done it, to be honest. I probably would have tried and then immediately stopped because that's just how I was. Um, but then after these more recent experiences in the hospital, which were about, I think it was like 2 years ago. I mean, time just kind of blurs together nowadays, but either way, it happened more recently. And while I was in there, my mom was there with me, and the whole time I was laying in the bed, I was more concerned with my mom than myself, because I was watching her just be so worried about me, and just feel like I was gonna die and things like that, and just saw how much what I was doing was affecting more than just me. And that was really when, like, the first, like, stages of this flame, I guess, were kind of made. I mean, that's what kind of sparked it, I guess, was just realizing that the choices I make do affect others around me, and um, I don't want to continue making these same choices that are just basically hurting people around me, just because I'm lazy, and it's not even like just for them though, it's for me too. It's just the realization that I would be doing this for more than just myself. It would be to also bring, kind of a comfort to my mom and, the other people who care about me. And it was just really like the origin of that flame. So after that, obviously, I mean, there's so many other things. I mean, there's a lot of surface things people look at when you ask them, like, oh, what's your motivation for working out? People want to look good, or they want to impress other people, whatever. That stuff's kind of like surface, I mean, everybody wants to look good, obviously. Everybody would like to impress other people in some cases. Yep. Cats. Okay. Um, Everybody would obviously like to impress other people and do all that, have their ego stroked, whatever. Um, but honestly, none of that's really like that really deep internal flame. Like another example of one would be when you're younger, being made fun of for being fat or being too skinny or whatever. I've kind of been on both sides. I mean, I was never like really obese, but I was kind of chubby when I was younger, and people made fun of me for it. It was enough to be made fun of for. And then through a lot of my teen years, I was just really damn skinny. And again, I was made fun of for that too. And I mean, I have a pretty good sense of humor about myself, so it's not like I just got super pissy with them over it. But at the same time, like, kind of in the back, it did kind of bother me a little bit, and it's adding to the motivation to continue this lifestyle. And not only that, but after, like, you get really into this lifestyle, you start to really feel good. And just to be able to remind yourself of how great you feel in the moments when you do feel good, instead of just constantly, like, just letting those moments just fly by on their own, like, actually being grateful for them. It's something that I feel like really can benefit you even more for continuing your passion and your drive to do stuff. that's honestly, that's like the core essence of the flame in that example. I mean, with YouTubing, it's totally different, or with any kind of I want to say self-employed kind of ventures, you know. Um, I mean, for YouTubing specifically, it's really easy to just lose your motivation, or if you're a writer or something, it's so easy to just not want to do it randomly just because you just suddenly don't really feel like it, you know. It just, you lost your motivation, especially when you're doing it earlier on when it's for free basically and nobody really knows, you know. I mean, when it's a living, you have the money as a motivator, which kind of ruins it anyway, but it's also something that'll keep you going. um, and keeping like that initial flame, like I said, that passion that made you want to do it to begin with, that's what's really going to give you the best kind of results, you know. I mean, keeping that flame alive in the form of workouts, you'll be more consistent, you'll bring more intensity, which both will benefit you so much more. I mean, without that flame, you'll be kind of shaky with your workouts, you know. Sometimes you'll be there, and even if you are consistent, you might just half-ass your workouts, and if you do that, then you're going to get half-ass results too. So that's just kind of the way it goes, sadly. And I mean, I've noticed since October, I've been consistently on top of my game with working out since October 1st, actually, literally the beginning of it. I've been doing a daily workout routine every single day, and um, I've been seeing really good results. I mean, you guys may not be able to tell on camera or anything, obviously, but um, I can say, like, from my own experience, I've been noticing noticeable results, you know, in this amount of time that seem to be, you know, going pretty quick. And I'm not doing a program this time like I did in the past with P90X. I'm doing an actual, like, my own little made up routine that I'm making in a way that I can kind of bend it to whatever I need. You know, if I'm more busy one day, then I can do a different form of the workout. And if I'm less busy other days, I can do kind of an extended version of the workout. And, you know, whatever I feel like doing. And I'm also being consistent, you know, like the results I'm getting from this are, to me, like way more substantial than the ones I got in P90X. And right now, I think I'm about 2 months in, obviously. Um, it's like, actually, it's like 2.5 months. Yeah, fucking I just forget what day it is, don't I? I'm 2.5 months into my own little workout routine, and I'm being completely consistent. My diet's been pretty on point the whole time too, and just seeing the results from this are great. And throughout this time, I know in P90X I constantly was just losing that drive to continue the workouts the way I was doing. But I find that, like, with your own routine, it's just so much easier. I mean, it really is. And committing to a lifestyle of it is totally different too. Like, there's no set stopping point for this. I planned on doing this every day. That was all that's my goal. Like, doing one type, like, my workout routine every single day. That's just my goal. And it's working out, you know. And some days I really have to just kick myself in the ass just to get myself to do it, but sometimes that's what it takes. I mean, it's just, a lot of times, like, I'll find that I won't feel like doing it, and then as soon as I start, then I'm all amped up and ready to go. You know, it's just taking the step to initially get into it is the hardest part. And I feel like that's the case in a lot of our lives. Some computers over here, like, flashing all kinds of crap. It just flashed a blue screen. I was worried it was going to stop recording on me, but it didn't, so that's cool. Anyway, oh man, it's popping up more stuff. iCloud wants my password. What's going on here? um, anyway, moving on with from the workout thing back to the YouTubing thing a bit. Now, YouTubing isn't an example that applies with everyone, obviously. A lot of you probably don't do YouTubing or don't want to do YouTubing. This can be any kind of, I guess, line of work that you're passionate about, you know. Whether you're a writer, painter, or something that's, just more along the lines of like a lawyer. I mean, anything, like whatever you felt passionate about, if you feel like you're losing passion with it, then just think back at your initial purpose, because if you can reignite that initial flame, then that'll really drive you to do better. And I mean, with working out, I keep going back to that because that was mainly what this video was going to be about, in my little concept of it initially. But I felt like this was something that could apply to multiple areas of life. And with working out, surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing. People that are also passionate about it. Because the strange thing is, a lot of times, even when you don't feel so passionate about it, like, it's just oddly synchronistic how somebody else will be, and they'll just lift you right back up and get you going again, so you can be bringing your intensity back and everything. And sometimes you'll just amp yourself up because you want to amp them up, just because you don't want to look down in some cases. I mean, some people still, or a lot of people actually do care a lot about what other people think. So, in some cases that might be enough motivation for you just to simply not look, like you're losing your flame to this other person. So it's a competitive motivator, which is also good in some cases. In that specific scenario, that's fantastic. But that's most of what I wanted to talk about, guys. Keep track of that flame. If you're wanting to start a workout routine or a diet routine, anything like that, find and identify these specific factors that really make you want to do it. And I mean, for me, it's for my family, for my own just experience of life. I mean, I don't want to live like in years from now. I don't want to be all unhealthy, overweight, barely able to move. I want to be still living a vibrant, happy, healthy life, because I mean, let's face it, like, nobody really wants to be all unhealthy when they get older. And if you discipline yourself when you're younger, you don't have to deal with that shit so much. And I mean, some stuff is pretty unavoidable, but in a lot of cases, you're gonna just live a better life when you're making better choices. So, I mean, that's just my take on it. I mean, some people may have a different opinion, but to me, that's how I look at it. I know life is relatively short, and I want to live it as healthily as I possibly can. That way I at least enjoy the experience as much as possible while I'm here. So that's it though, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like this video, guys. That helps so much. It spreads the awareness of this stuff, and that's really the goal, is to spread this to as many people as possible. So leave those likes. That's just how YouTube works. And subscribe if you want to see more of these videos too, man. I mean, I upload these every single week, man. Weekly Wellness. That's how we do it. Weekly Wellness Wednesday. It's at 5 a.m. every single Wednesday, Pacific Standard Time. Anyway, guys, more importantly though, I hope you have a fantastic day, and much love to you.